This is Casual Gameplay, and today we're going to be talking about the Arena gameplay mode of Boom Castle. Now, the Arena is a scaled down version of the normal game mode in that the normal game mode, every stage has 20 waves. In the Arena, you're going to have 10 waves that you're up against. And every week, there are anywhere from 3 elements up to all of the elements that are available when you play in this mode. And what that means is currently you have metal, nature, and fire as the elements for this week. So only cannons, heroes, and traps of those elements are going to be available to play and defeat these waves for this week. And that changes on a weekly basis. The other thing to note about Arena is you don't use food to play this game mode. You use tickets. So as you see at the top of the screen, I have 3 out of 5 tickets available. So I currently have a max of 5 that will generate automatically while my phone is off. You can see my countdown's at 15 minutes right now. So in 15 minutes, I'll get another ticket. It'll go up to 4 out of 5. And then in another hour, it'll go to 5 out of 5. And at that point, it's going to stop generating tickets. And I'll just sit at 5 tickets until I use one of them, at which point the countdown is going to start at an hour and it'll generate a ticket in an hour. So this is a great gameplay mode to use if you're low on food and you want to play the game, but also play strategically, because in playing this game mode, you do get rewards in the form of what you're seeing on screen with the hero card packs. You also get scrolls for your gear and gems, but one thing that you also get is arena coins. And as you progress through the levels, you'll get more and more arena coins, and I'll show you what the rewards look like from the start all the way up to the top. But the arena coins can be traded in the market for other things like food, gold, gems, etc. So looking at the different tiers, you will start off at the novice tier. So when you beat that, you'll automatically go to Wood 3. And every time you beat a stage, you'll get a certain number of trophies up until the point where you cross the threshold of 30 trophies. And while you're in the Wood 3 tier, every time you beat a stage, you'll get 5 arena coins and 20 cards. So as you continue to get more trophies and climb up the levels, you'll get increased rewards with every single one of those levels, all the way up to Legend 1, which once you get up there, you're starting to get way more rewards at that top tier than you were at the bottom. That said, there's only 28 days in a season, and as you can imagine, with the time limit on here, there's only a certain number of times you can play Arena in a single day. So if you think about, you start playing your 5 at the start of a day, there's 24 possible times that you can play in a day. Plus, if you go into the Arena market, you can see that you can buy 5 tickets for 100 diamonds, and you can do that 2 times. So your max times of playing per day is 34. So given that you have 28 days, there's a set number of potential opportunities that you can play this. So what I'm getting at is there's a limit on how fast you can climb levels. Now that's important, because one aspect of this that you have to keep in mind is once you attain one of these leagues, so currently I'm in Master 3, if the season ended tomorrow, what happens is I wouldn't stay in the Master League. I would drop down to Sapphire 3, because I drop down one entire league and I go to the lowest level of that league. So what you want to do is make sure that you get as far as possible within a season. So for me, at this point, I wanted to achieve at least Legend 5, because if I achieve Legend 5 and the season ends, I'll drop back down to Master 5. I do not want to let this season pass by without achieving Legend 5, because if I do, I'm dropping all the way back down to Sapphire 3, and that's a lot of trophies to get back up to where I am. So as you work through the leagues, you want to make sure that you think about where you're going to end up, and make sure that you do what you need to in terms of playing enough times during the day, getting those extra arena tickets through the market, whatever the case is, to make sure that you get that next league so you don't drop down that far. Now, once you achieve Legend once, you'll just drop down to Master 5, and getting from Master 5 up to Legend 3 is no problem. You're not going to stretch yourself to do that over the course of the 28 days. Now, if you want to achieve Legend 2 or Legend 1, that's where you really got to play 24 hours a day. And in fact, the only way to achieve Legend 1 is if you're buying the extra tickets in the market 2 times per day. Now, I don't recommend that. It's not necessary. The rewards that you get for completing these are pretty good, I'm not going to lie. So for this Master 3, you get 800 arena coins, 900 gold, and 10 gold bars. The real selling point here are going to be the gold bars and then the diamonds that you get. So the chests you unlock as you reach the next tier in a certain league. The diamonds and the arena coins, that's what you get at the end of the season. So you don't get those diamonds, you don't get those arena coins every time you reach the next tier. You only get that at the end of the season. So currently, again, if the season ended tomorrow, I would get 900 diamonds and 3,300 arena coins. Now, as I mentioned before, I'm going to push to at least get Legend 5. And again, I'm going to achieve Legend 3 without breaking a sweat. And I say that because in order to get from Master 3 to Legend 3, really, if I just target those 18 times per day, I'm going to hit that. Just based on playing this before. And hitting 18 a day isn't hard. So that said, I'll give you an idea of what the arena looks like. So one thing to note is with the arena, instead of you going into the stage with just a cannon and then you're picking your upgrades as you go, with arena, you actually get to pick a cannon and 2 heroes to start off with. And you get to see all the enemies that are going to be in that stage. Personally, I just roll with whatever I got, so I'm going to stick with Aftershock, Vorgash, and Arcus. And as you can see, remember the elements at the top are metal, nature, and fire. So I've got 2 fire in Vorgash and Aftershock, and then Arcus is my metal. So let's go ahead and start the challenge. And instead of having upgrades pop up once your bar fills at the top and essentially upgrading every wave, here you have 4 opportunities to upgrade. So after stage 2, 4, 6, and 8, or wave rather, you're going to get the potential to upgrade. So it's a little bit different of a format than the normal gameplay. It's 10 waves total, so it's a bit faster option. So it's a great way to kind of move through things more quickly. And again, the real key here is getting arena coins from this game mode. And I'm going to show you why after we work through this gameplay. Ultimately, when you're playing the game, you have a limitation on how much you can play based on how much food you have. So as I said, Arena is a game mode that you can play without food. It just comes down to having arena tickets. So as you play arena, you get rewards and you're getting those arena coins. You can then take those arena coins and go to the market. So you can see based on my current tier, I got 24 trophies, I got 34 arena coins, 10 gear scrolls, and I got a uncommon gem. So the number of trophies that you get changes based on what tier you're in. So the lower tier, the earlier you start off, I think it's like 1 or 2 trophies. And then as you climb up tiers, you'll get 3 trophies, 4 trophies, 5, so on and so forth. And then in the later tiers, in Master, I'm getting 24. In Legendary, in the Legend tier, you get 28 trophies every time you clear a stage. So, again, those arena tokens come into play in the arena market. So, you can use those tokens to buy a number of different things. Personally, I would absolutely just bypass the gems. They are overpriced. It is not worth it. The cards, same thing. It's way too many arena tokens. It's not worth it. The middle left hand, that is a free arena ticket that you get. You can come in here every day. You get 1 a day. Always make sure to come in and grab that. In the middle, those are the 5 arena tickets that we talked about. You can pay the 100 diamonds to get. Again, I would only do that if you are pushing to get as far as possible in a single season and make sure that you're maximizing the number of times you play arena in a single day. You don't really need to do that. Personally, I think there's better use of your diamonds, but if for whatever reason you're making a push, that's always a viable option, and you can get 10 additional tries at the arena in a single day. The gold bars, not a bad option if you're trying to level up your castle to get idle gold, but personally, I think there's better uses for your arena coins than the gold bars. You're gonna get enough gold bars, plus the level of the castle is capped at 28. So there's no reason in my mind that you should be prioritizing gold bars because you're eventually gonna hit that cap. Now, if it was uncapped and you can keep upgrading your castle and increase the amount of gold that you're getting from your castle in an idle fashion, sure, knock yourself out, buy those gold bars. But as it is, with the cap in place, it doesn't make sense to prioritize gold bars. You're going to hit the cap, you'll get the gold bars you need. Now, the bottom row is what I want to focus on. Today's not a great day because we have dice and gear scrolls. Dice, they have their place, but there are better resources to buy using arena tokens. Gear scrolls, never buy the gear scrolls. You will get gear scrolls. You play this game, you're going to be grinding. You're going to have plenty of gear scrolls to work with. Don't ever spend your arena coins on gear scrolls. The refiner jewels, these are important, but not early in the game. Also, there's different ways to get the refining jewels. So again, not my first choice. What I would spend arena tokens on are food and gold. So food, especially if you're early on, you're struggling to get food from other sources, and you really need to keep grinding to get more gold, more experience, whatever it is to progress. Arena is where you come to play without food to earn food. So you just stockpile your arena coins and come into the market and look for food to be in this position. And I say that because on the left-hand side, if you see food here, it's still great. However, the values that you would see double. So let's use dice as an example because that's what we have for today. When it's in this left corner position, the options are 10 dice, 20 dice, 50 dice, 100. If it was in this bottom middle position, those values would be doubled. And you can see the amount of coins you need to pay for it is also doubled. So if the dice were in the bottom middle, it would be 20, 40, 100, and 200. The same thing for food. So the values of the food would be doubled in that bottom middle option. That's when you want to buy. Now, keep in mind, you've got a breakdown of 60%, 30%, 9, and 1. The chances of getting the max are lower, but if you try to buy food in this left hand, think of it this way. You'd have to hit that 1% 2 times in order to get that max payout. Whereas if you happen to hit the 1% 1 time when it's in the middle, then you get the max payout. So personally, I save my arena coins and buy whatever resource, whether it's food or gold, when it's in this bottom middle position. That said, I mean, arena is just a fun game mode to come in and play throughout the day. It constantly refreshes, and it's just a nice break in the 20 wave grind from the normal game mode. That's all for today, and we'll look into some other game modes in another video. Until next time, see you guys later.